You boys know what's about to happen to you. You leave now.
Some consider these traits to be toxic, such as undesirable in the men of today. We consider these traits such as these not only to be desirable, but to be appreciated and celebrated. Welcome to the Toxic Male Appreciation Show, hosted by and La Reina Creole. Welcome to the safe space for the toxic male.
Well, hello, everyone. And of course, welcome to my Twitch channel. Or if you're watching this on the replay, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Reina Creole, and with me is my co host of Positive Fandom. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing great, Lorena. It's still the summertime. I'm enjoying the sunshine, and we're watching The Terminalist. It's so great to be able to do this show with you, Lorena.
Oh, thank you so much. Likewise, it's fun watching really excellent TV, but it's even more fun watching it with people who like it too. Even some people who don't like it, but still, it's fun kind of watching it all, all there along together. It's just it's a blast. And reviewing this series is definitely been an absolute blast. So for folks who are just catching up with us, we are going to be watching episode 4 of The Terminal List, which is actually called Detachment. So if you're here on Twitch and you have access to Amazon Prime, you are going to be able to watch that episode along with us. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, we'll kind of give you little prompts here and there about where we are, timestamp wise. And if you're watching this replay over on YouTube, of course, we always have the timestamp timer up there. So in case you missed it live on Twitch, you can just log into Amazon Prime, hit the play button, and sync up with us. So easy peasy lemon squeeze. It's kind of how we do it back here. So to kind of catch up with what happened the end of last week, how surprised were you with how that ended?
Well, that was maybe one of my favorite episodes because of the fact that, he kind of goes to this strip joint. And of course, I didn't know, and perhaps you didn't know, that he was getting those methadone tablets for someone he was going to interrogate. And, it was just incredible how smooth he was when he went into that strip joint. And both you and I were wondering, it's like, what is he doing in there? Why is he going? Is he going in for a lap dance? What's going on? And of course, he wasn't there for a lap dance. Not that I would blame him if he were, but certainly he has a plan. And part of the plan was to get something that he needed in order to complete this mission. And, it's all these little things that go into this planning for him, his equipment, different things he knows he's going to need and why. Right. And, that forethought is all part of his, special ops training. It's all part of interrogation skills. And, another kind of very interesting thing too is that we also learned something about his physical condition, that we had suspected that there might be something wrong. And we also learned about this, what I always say, you always know what the RD stands for. If you're any working professional knows RD something means research and development. Something's going on. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's something it seems like something that was hidden, something that was discovered. Right. And, he also has found out more information about people in this investigation. He's still got that list. And, as this investigation grows, the list of names on that list is growing.
Absolutely. And the fact that I love it, that it's on back of, the picture that he drew for his daughter. Excuse me. But like we were saying, this list is getting longer. He's finding out more and more. Turns out he has this tumor now. It's like, where the heck did that come from? And finally finding out more about who's involved with this plot and why is this conglomerate trying to kill him. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and hit the play button here over on Twitch. Attachment. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna touch anything as soon as it starts because it seems like every time I try and touch it, it's like, oh wait, no, I'm not gonna play now. I'm not gonna play now. Screw that. Hey Jane, how you doing?
Hi.
Is that pizza
Oh,
or Doritos?
she's sending us snacks.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, is it pizzas or Doritos?
It looks like Doritos. I haven't had those in so long.
Ugh,
Thank you, Jane. I
gotta
love
try the
Doritos.
sweet heat chili
Mm,
Doritos. They are awesome.
that sounds
So,
so good.
so glad you're here, my dear.
Yes.
And yeah, it looked like it started right on up. So we're looking at of course, the beginning trailer, opening credits. It's always awesome. There's so many like clues in there. The star, you can even see the Pentagon in it,
Yes.
brain scans.
What number are you? What is your point in the recording? Are you, Lorena? What's the number?
Right now, we are at 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm. So, folks, you might be off by maybe like a second or two, because one, we are doing this live, and two, it kind of depends on what your download speed is, where you are with your internet. So there's three of you guys here with us on Twitch. Thank you so very much. So glad that you are here.
Not only has he taken his daughter out, but she's in camo.
Some quality father daughter time there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen pink camo at the Bass Pro Shop.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
so cute.
And of course, she has, a bright colored hat, because usually you might wear something bright, like a bright colored hat or a bright colored vest when you're hunting, especially during hunting season. You have something
Right.
bright on so that people can see you are there, even though you have camo on. But for
Like
safety reasons, right?
yeah, it's like I'm not a deer.
Yes. It's absolutely beautiful that where they're kind of hiking.
It really is. And now she's gone. This
Oh,
is like crazy. It's like she's there in person 1 minute and now her voice just shreds up and she's gone. So is he just remembering something from the past or
and we
okay,
never lose the connection between him and his family because of these moments, Lorena, throughout the
right.
story.
And I'm starting to think that that's kind of like his coping mechanism in a way. All right, so here's this douche. He just wakes up, checks his stocks.
Can
And
you
this is
imagine?
I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he was the one who I think is in Jackson Hole. I think where he is now, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Not the Sicario, the guy who is the owner of the he took a freaking selfie. Oh my god, this freaking guy.
Do adults do that?
Yes, very narcissistic adults do that. He
Look at him,
took a
he's smug.
selfie, he puts it on Instagram. Oh, yeah. Grown ass men. There's some of them who actually will do this. And where is he? Is he in a Porsche
Yeah,
SUV?
like a Mercedes Benz or a Porsche
Yeah.
SUV, it's like $120,000
Yeah,
car.
it's not cheap.
It is actually very nice inside. I've gone to a car show and I saw it, and it was
That's where you're
nice.
just like, no, I just want to touch it. Yeah, it's a Porsche.
It's like, Jesus is really comfortable. Oh, okay, that's why.
It's like, oh yeah, too. That's why I love that he does this one shot. That's all you need.
Lorena, this is why they're known as special operators, because
Exactly.
only a few thousand men on the planet can make this shot,
Yeah. And if
and
you
a
go to
headshot, no less, right?
headshot, everything has to be perfect. You have to be a ace sniper. Like it is a specialty, but yeah, you have to be sniper. So much involved in being a sniper. You can't just aim and shoot. It's not it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And you, in order to be a sniper, you have to one shot, one kill. That's what they say.
Right. And one shot from one kill. And this was a great scene too, Lorena, because we actually got a sense of how far away. And he was hitting a moving target, a target inside a vehicle.
Yes.
I can't.
The physics calculations, yes, you actually do have to do physics problems like that a lot, where you're shooting a stationary target and calculating how long it takes to hit a moving target. And I was like, please don't do the moving target question. Please don't ask me that.
A moving
So
target is
retarded.
at 40 meters per second. It's always in meters per second, right?
Meters per second, slip coefficient, height of the car, info around the car.
V equals, what is it, 1/2 AT squared or something like
Yeah.
that?
Is it loaded with gas? How much gas is it? I'm like, crap, seriously?
Yeah.
So now he's remembering being with his daughter where he's teaching her about tracking.
Oh. That was an impossible shot.
That was a shot by someone who is very, very, very trained in sniper warfare. They probably went to the sniper school of Fort Benning. Oh, granted, that is Army. Y'all can correct me if the chat. I think they send Navy personnel there too to Fort Benning.
Yeah. Roll Tide makes me think of Keely Chow for some reason.
What I think of when I say Fort Benning?
Because he said Roll Tide. He said Roll Tide in the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can always tell when you're around Bama fans because as soon as you say Roll Tide, everyone's like Roll Tide, Roll Tide. There's something else. It's personal for her. These people need pay.
Mm-hmm.
So we should find out what's downloaded onto his phone. This is why if you don't have a secure phone, people can hack into it.
Yeah, he has friends. He has friends.
And as somebody in Spec Ops, that is like your lifeline.
Yeah.
Having your contacts, the people you can trust. You never know where you're gonna be or what you're gonna need.
I'm guessing she's former military too, right, Lorena?
That was my impression. There's just something about her demeanor and how she talks.
Okay. Now, this was the list that we were talking about, right? You had said that there
Yes.
was one more name, and I do see a name. It's Steve Horn, isn't it? Or I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Boykin was the one
Boykin.
he
Mm-hmm.
just took care of.
Mm-hmm. So there's Boykin, and the other is the Sicario
Right.
that he has to take care of. Which that one's going to be a bit more difficult. Mm-hmm. Yep. With the V. Yep. For Valor. Mm. Means he's gonna bend the knee and say, "Yeah, you can take over our case." He puts it on speakerphone. They're totally snake in this case. Well, folks, we are at 11 minutes and 46 seconds. Exactly. We want to know who that guy is because he had no ID on him. Mm. I hope she can get the FOIA through because they drag ass when there's a Freedom of Information Act request.
Mm-hmm. And even when you do get it, everything's all blackened out,
Mhm.
redacted, so to speak.
Redacted. Yeah. How much did HP pay for that placement? I just noticed that. Who that? Who's this?
Hmm.
Oh, so she's squatting at their house. I was wondering why did she have such a nice safe house? It's not your usual safe house.
Do you really think her brother would mix up the weekends?
No, but she's hoping that he'll have a brain fart and forget. Yeah, when siblings do stuff, know they get caught, and I try to say, "No, you didn't see that." Try to do the Jedi mind trick on you. Hmm. Mm. Interesting. So, what is it that you do? That ranks up there with every man has his price.
It does. And you know that contract is like 500 mil.
God, yeah. This is why they have all those lobbyists in Washington. And I tell you, the stuff I saw as a defense contractor, I wanted to tell some people who are politicians, I'm like, you guys are idiots. But I couldn't say that because it's just like they have $1 billion contracts.
Yeah.
Wow. Descent into where? Oh, she's in Mexico.
Apparently, a lot of people are moving there right now.
That's what I heard. Not for nothing, but I would not be one of them. Just now. And the areas that they're moving to are the very, very nice palatial, like the coastal areas. Because I went to college with a girl who from Mexico. Her parents were government officials. They made tons of money, and they lived in a gorgeous place, a gorgeous part of Mexico City. That is a nice house.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, that's a hacienda style house. Most Mexicans do not live like that.
Yeah.
So she knows how to get people in and out real fast under fire.
I can even hear horses and everything. They've got stables.
So his father used to come there all the time? It's interesting. Really?
He tried to warn her though, before, her advisor, and she
Yeah,
didn't
not to
listen
take
to
a
him.
loss on this.
Hmm.
And they really haven't been able to say definitively that he was the one who killed his family.
It's true. Mm.
Yeah, they don't like it when they have to actually put their vote on record with the public seeing it.
And you're on the hot seat.
Hmm. Sneaky Congress critters. Dude is loaded. A gorgeous house. Wow.
Mm.
His memory's not. He still can recall certain things.
Oh, she doesn't know.
Mm-mm. I guess that's what that they told her.
Yeah.
There's no way at her age she would be able to handle exactly what happened.
For la familia. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not at the table. I almost forgot. I didn't know I wasn't there.
I was about to say, I'm just like, he said, "Por la familia," and it's just like, was his
His
was
wife.
his father or his wife somehow related to them? He said his dad kept coming there, so I don't know if he's related to him, if his dad and this guy are brothers or what.
It's a good question.
Very good question.
It would kind of make sense since he made so many references to his father being there and
Hmm.
how much the father learned from him. And
Or if it was his mother's brother. That's the other thing. So,
this woman
folks,
is, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, no, I was going to say we are at 23 minutes and 23 seconds.
Okay. This woman is brave because I wouldn't even step out of the house.
Mhm. So Reese thinks that some of the other platoon members may have had tumors too and not been told. Yes, you are.
So he purposefully wanted to run into her.
He said, "Are you in trouble again?" That's what makes me think what happened last time.
She is putting herself in harm's way. I'm not criticizing her at all. But what she is doing is dangerous.
Very, very dangerous, especially considering she's at her brother's house. She can be traced, especially with her internet history. That's the thing, because she's been, on the internet, and it's not like she's in a Motel 6 or some hole in the wall. She's like at her brother's house with his family, could put him in danger. And, you're absolutely right. Oh, so he paid the guy he just whacked in Jackson Hole, sent a wire transfer to a bank in Ensenada in Mexico.
Hmm.
Oh, in a way, kind of warning them, if you want to go this way. It's interesting. He says they never broke Joe, but they're getting close to doing it to me. Oh wow, he's like in real pain right now.
They talk about he talked about break being broken, and these guys are trained in mental toughness too, right, Lorena?
They are. So it's got to be frustrating when it's just like you can't get your senses and your faculties together. Now he sees his daughter in the house. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's his boy. It's like, how dare you have fun without me? Here's another thing about a lot of, especially wealthy Mexicans, they have some serious security.
She's supposed to lay low, right?
Yeah, you see that car just pull up, right?
Yeah, what is that doing there?
It's the cops. I bet you they traced her internet history. Funny you should mention that. Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Very. Hey, Okay, VK Panther. We are up to timestamp 29 minutes and 30 seconds. Miss Katie, the reporter, is getting talked to by the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He wasn't very hard on her.
Nah, because he knows she's a hard-nosed reporter and she pretty much knows what she has to and doesn't have to tell him. So he's probably like, okay, I kind of need to change my approach here a little bit.
And now, of course, her brother's seen this. So she's like, darn, he saw that right after he
Busted! So busted.
Yes.
Pentagon City. I've never seen the girl. Well, I'm usually driving by when I'm going through DC and I'll see the Pentagon like driving
Mhm.
by, but I didn't know they called it Pentagon City. How you doing? Where you going?
Oh boy.
This freaking guy. Get in the car. Hmm. Yeah. In other words, I'm altering the deal. Play, I don't alter it any further.
That's harassment of a government official.
Hmm. But this dude, I bet you he's been paid off. So once they find out if he's been paid off, because you know they got to disclose certain payments over a certain amount. If
Mhm.
you're a government official. Hmm.
Ah, the clue.
Going to the left forearm.
You recognize the eyes, maybe?
Hmm. And the forearm cut too. Interesting thing is, they didn't talk either when they tried to kill him. Sidebar. Mhm. Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they don't want it in their backyard.
Mm-mm.
Mhm. He's kind of
They
cute
knew.
too.
Mhm. You're absolutely right about that, girl. BK Panther says, yeah, I don't think he knows how much they are not on the same level of grip. You're absolutely right because we know because he saw what those bodies look like and the blood stains that were still in the kitchen, and we saw how he reacted. Oh Lord, he just passed out. Yeah, they know, but they don't know.
That's not an option. That's not an option
Bruh,
for
I
this guy.
know, really. He doesn't want to take the time out to have that surgery done because he's vulnerable and he doesn't want to do
It
that.
does seem like there's a certain sense of urgency, though, doesn't it? Like
Yeah,
he needs to do this now, especially with what we know with what's going on with the government and this whole deal thing. So,
that's right. He's like, but I'm gonna try it. Ask me what? That's the question. He's nothing to lose. I guess they tried to stage a little mini intervention there, in a
they
way.
had to, they had to make sure that he really had his heart set in this and was thinking things through clearly.
Mm-hmm. Now, in a way, I disagree with her, but I'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
it's it's just like she doesn't, her heart's in the right place, but it's she just does not get it.
And I think she's looking at it, because he says that they train Sandinistas, right? So she's looking at it from that perspective. He's looking at it from his perspective, two totally different perspectives, because he does this for a living. He hunts down bad guys for a living, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't do that, you
No,
know. So it's a little different.
very. Let's see. BK Panther says the thing is, he is the primary operator. He's planning everything and participating. They have to make sure he's thinking straight to be able to follow through. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. It's hard for people with families to participate. Of course, they have more to lose. That's very true. Now that I think about it, especially if word gets out how they managed to track this guy down, who gave him the information to do that. So that just hit me right there. Oh, he was calling audibles on how close they were.
These guys are hard to take down. So
Especially sicarios, they're trained killers.
now, was that the same guy who went after Reacher in the Reacher series that we saw, Lorena? One of those guys?
They were South American military, so they were military trained mercs.
Mm.
Sicarios, some of them might be former military, but they're basically hitmen for hire. Yeah. If you ever watch Narcos, ever seen Narcos?
I haven't
And
watched it in ages, but okay, yeah.
watch it with Escobar. He had his hired sicarios, hitmen with him. That's a lot of shells. Dang.
Some of these guys probably have vests on. You'd have to like hit them multiple
Especially
times.
there, knowing you possibly can get shot.
And some of them probably could handle one or two shots and still fire back. So
Mm-hmm.
they crawl behind a barrel or something.
Exactly, BK Panther. Hitmen are just about that contract and be gone. They totally work independently. Watch Narcos.
It sounds like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they don't sound like, they sound like prisoners.
You're gonna take them out.
Done and done.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a kid.
Mm-hmm. I watched the first season of Narcos, nothing afterward. Yeah, I love the first season. The second season, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, he does. He has a vest on or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Dang, with all the rain too. Oof.
I'm like, it's raining. We can't do it today. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. They're like, oh, and I gotta shoot in this rain. I'm really gonna shoot you. Folks, we are at 46 minutes and 55 seconds of episode 4 of the Terminal List, titled Detachment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Where they, like, his eyes are illuminated, and that's nice.
The same way, like in a way when they came after him, he's got eyes on him. This fool already can't shoot by the way he's holding a gun. You can tell he's a common thug. Ooh. Those of you who don't have very strong constitutions, I'm going to warn you, the next 5 minutes are brutal. You ever notice how homicide detectives usually can tell if a crime was personal or not personal?
Yes.
So it's personal, they really, really F up somebody's corpse. Yeah. I have a strong stomach, and this just. Oh, it sucks to be you right now. Oh my God.
He's got that axe or whatever that thing is.
You know it had to be done, but oh God, down in a blaze of fire. Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't with this dude. And you know he's an operator. He knows how to kill somebody. This is not how you quickly kill somebody. He wants this fool to suffer. Dang. Dude just basically eviscerated him and used his intestines to kind of hang him, tether him with. Yeah. Yeah. This this is rough, but I can't even imagine what it was. This man killed a defenseless mother and her child in cold blood. Dang. Whew. Brian's like, I'm not having it. I knew you were lying.
Yeah, but when it's your brother, you know what I mean? Like, and your brother is like, it's just like, darn, you know?
There's that.
Of course he worried about her.
Too bad he couldn't make it last any longer for that guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you don't, but it's how it is with siblings.
I think he's proud of her, but he doesn't like that she keeps putting herself in danger.
That's the thing. It's just like, can you not do stuff to make me worry about you getting hurt or worse?
Thank me with 10,000 words.
Yeah. So they're controlling interest in a company that has drugs issued to all 6 branches of the military.
Wow.
All of them. And the company's about to be sold for $70 billion. How much is this fool going to make? How much is Steve Horn going to make? And they shifted into the military. No wonder they don't want people threatening that.
It's got a whole lot scarier.
Very. That much money and that many friends in government, and it's the military.
This might be a mistake on her part, is taking that car.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we're going to have to work that out, man. Yeah, BK Panther, that pain Reese feels is going to last till he dies. You remember that sight day in and day out. The hitman only felt a few seconds of pain. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's his father's sniper rifle.
So his father was a sniper as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why he said he learned more about shooting and sniper tactics on that ranch than he did in sniper school.
Yeah, he looks nice in that blue polo.
Tony, he looks so good.
He called him uncle.
Hmm. So I'm thinking that might be his mother's brother. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful plane.
I know, and it gorgeous. Is that a Gulf Stream?
Yeah, maybe. It's just
Yeah, it's a nice, I mean, nicely appointed on the inside jet.
mhm. This is kind of a peaceful shot, but it doesn't feel peaceful necessarily because of what's happened. And
Hmm.
even though like what BK Panther said about how this guy felt a few seconds of this, you know,
Hmm. It's like it's not over.
no.
In loving memory of Arturo Moreno. I think that was and I'm blanking. I think that was Marcos. I think that was the guy who played Marco. I've
Really?
seen him in something. I'm guessing not Marco. Oh God, not the head of security. Um, and I'm blanking on the name. The patriarch who owned the ranch.
Well, I just found an article that says something about Arturo Moreno. This was the article is from, I don't even know who. It's written by Syed Hassan Raza. I have no idea where this is published, but it says
Hmm.
Arturo Moreno, actor's death, and the terminal list went viral July 2nd, 2022. Do you need to be aware of who he is? Um, and it says it made everybody shocked. He was involved as an entertainer in the Terminal List, episode 4.
Hmm.
They're looking for a tribute for him, and they said that in some cases, reports spread on the web concerning a sound individual. Well, I'm not even sure if this makes any sense, Lorena, but I've
Hmm.
never heard of him before. Is he on the? Is Arturo Moreno on the list of cast and crew?
He might be. Let me check out IMDb really quick.
Okay.
Let's see. BK Panther says, let's see, Arturo, you know,
I think it's just a hunting rifle, and the things Reese learned were more basic hunting skills that can be related to being a marksman and sniper. There is a lot about hunting that requires being stealthy.
mm, that makes sense. I'm actually trying to find Arturo Moreno. Probably need to check the.
This is kind of hard. I thought it would be very easy to find, but it's
I thought so too. So I don't know if Arturo Moreno was one of the cast because I'm looking through the cast and I don't see him really. No, I'm not seeing him at at first glance. So I don't know. Oh, he was a set costumer.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, he was a set costumer for all the episodes.
Well,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
yeah, that was
He did a
something
good
else.
job.
He really did. He really did because one of the I always find that one of the measures of how good a show is or isn't has a lot to do with the costuming and set design. It really does. So, Arturo Moreno did a wonderful, wonderful job, and I'm glad we looked him up to find out exactly who this person is. So now everyone knows. So wow, that uh that episode 4, that one really hit. Like, I mean, we'd seen violence, we'd seen, the body count, but this one, it just it just went all over the place with so many, I mean, like, operation that went in, and Reese got to take very justified revenge on the man who killed his wife and his daughter in absolute cold blood and was paid off by someone who worked for Capstone Industries, which was, dude who wound up with the needle in his arm, and OD'd. So it was it was brutal how Reese took that guy out, but it still didn't. This is just me. It didn't seem to be enough in a way. What were your thoughts on that? Mm.
Yeah, it really wasn't enough. And then, after it all happened, it's still incredibly tragic. Um, uh, that man has probably killed so many people in his lifetime that, he whatever whatever drove him to be the person to kill. Um, it's just not just him. It's this whole group of people who pretty much targeted him and his family,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't care that they were innocent people.
No, no, because in war you pretty much know you have an adversary to kill, but these were. I mean, they understand that, like, civilians are sometimes, unfortunately, can be collateral damage. It's not something that you want. But yeah, this guy went after his family, and even with him exacting revenge on the person who did it, it's because, it's not over. Then we find out that Capstone Industries, you know, was pushing. It's basically getting into. They have military contracts. Steve Horn, the guy who I believe is the CEO of Capstone Industries, has a controlling interest in a pharmaceutical company that supplies all 6 branches of the military. I mean, all of them. I, just that's what they supply the drugs to. And now that actual company is being sold for what, 70 billion. So again, like, we got back, RD stands for R&D. What experimental drug is getting pushed that way? And is it being traced? Because from what Katie dug up, who is crack reporter, she said she had a hunch when she, messaged Reese, that she has a hunch that he's not the only one that's happened to, where all of a sudden he has tumors in his brain. Probably happened to a couple of others as well. So it's like the rabbit hole is going down, even further. So it's like the Sicario's out of the way, but here's the bigger picture. Why does Reese get that tumor, and who else's hands are dirty by this,
Yeah, it's far reaching, and you know, we're up to episode this was episode 4.
Before.
um we're almost halfway, or at the halfway point more or less, of the story, and now you can kind of understand, or at least it seems that we're seeing a lot of the players in the story, from the congresswoman and some of the lobbyists that work for her. It's quite a crazy web of connections that didn't happen overnight. They said that
No.
he gained interest in this 6 years ago.
Hmm.
I have a feeling that that's how long it took him to kind of build this and have this strategic advantage, um, for his company to get money, essentially. So this is something that was a well thought out process, and it's essentially, the reason, I guess, the motivation for killing innocent people. It's absolutely terrifying.
It really is. It's terrifying and it's scary and it's just unconscionable is a
Yes.
word, also like another word that I would use for it. Absolutely unconscionable about that. Oh my gosh. Man. Ugh. But yet we can't wait
Yes.
to hit play on the next episode, because it's just like, we need to find out how far this goes. We want Katie to find out more information. Of course, she's being tailed by the cops because she left the house. So she's doing some more digging to find out exactly what's going on. And of course, Steve Horn is still on that list, and his name has not been crossed out. So we got to see what happens with that.
And there is a possibility that he might not have found out what his condition was, the scan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it was completely impossible, but she has helped him in a sense by explaining to him, what she's found, and the fact that his scan was, had something on it that was abnormal. It was abnormal. And what should have happened is that immediately they should have called him and said, "Hey, we want to let you know that we found something abnormal on your brain scan." But
Right.
we haven't seen that. We haven't seen evidence of anybody telling him anything. So that
No.
also indicates, in fact, we heard evidence of the opposite, that they were allowed to operate without having physical exams. So then that tells us that it's almost as if they probably knew something was going on with him, and perhaps other operators as well.
Right. Oh, there is just so much going on with this, and I think we have like we have five more. Oh, I think we have 5 more episodes, I believe.
I think it's interesting because what if he hadn't had the scan? What if they had gotten there a little bit earlier and he didn't actually have the scan done? How different would this story be if that wasn't, it's an important part of the story, but how different would things be? I guess he'd get it done later on, or he'd have these headaches and they would say, you have to have a scan done. And when he was in Mexico, maybe he'd find out then. But it certainly is a very important, and another unfortunate thing about this story that we found out, and has a profound effect on him now after everything he's been through, finding out that the only way to find out if it's a certain type of tumor in his brain is to have a biopsy. I mean, essentially what they're saying is they have to go into his brain. That is no small feat,
No, it is not. It's risky, and it's not something really people want to think about. Basically, oh yeah, so you're gonna have to basically get a saw, cut my skull open, go in there, then put it back together and do a biopsy on what it is that you found. Sometimes I really wish I'd never seen an autopsy in high school. I had to do it for AP biology. Fascinating, but Now it's just like, yeah, I know exactly what it is that that they have to use to do that. But you're right. That is scary. That's the fact that they have to do that. But you're right. With if they hadn't have found out that scan, it's like, where would the story have gone? Basically, he's just crazy, for no reason. But the scan is like the first legitimate piece of evidence that says something is going on. This man didn't just develop a brain tumor, overnight. And why is that? So, and why did some people try to kill to keep that evidence covered? Because they just like they shot up freaking everything that was in there. Just so much to say, so much coming up, and could not wait to find out what happens next. But folks, especially if you have been watching this, and I love this article that you found, which is actually written by our friends over at Clownfish TV. Chris Pratt teases woke critics attacking the terminal list. I find I find this just, first of all, I like the fact that he did this. Um, Number one, because it's very interesting. It's the same thing that happened like with Reacher when Reacher came out, and people were just they just loved the fact that they were entertained. There was no such agenda or anything like that, but you heard critics saying, "Oh, well, it's right wing fantasy and this, that, and the other thing." Meanwhile, it's making tons of money.
Exactly. This is the type of entertainment that people want to see. And, I think that it depicted the character in such an incredible way, despite the events that happened to him. And we have seen other stories of people in the military this year that really demonstrate, the hard work and sacrifices they make
Hmm.
as people in service. So, if anything, I think that this story certainly brings that to home.
Hmm.
Um, and in the article, it clearly says that some people are giving it negative reviews. I'm not quite sure what the negative reviews are for. It's a well done, almost mystery story, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, and there are parts of the film where you get to see that he has this expertise that he can utilize to help him solve the reasons why his wife and child were murdered. So
Right.
I think that it's a great story. If you want something that's a mystery and you want to be entertained, and if you like individuals who are skilled from the military and trained in things like special operations or sniper or stealth, as you mentioned, Lorena, or
Hmm.
BK, I think it was might have mentioned. This particular story has so many elements of that. So it is a wonderful thing to watch, and that's why people are loving it, because there's so much in it that's fantastic. So um, I'm not quite sure why they feel justified in attacking it. It's a fantastic story,
Hmm.
just from beginning to end.
I think one of the reasons that it's being attacked is that it's not showing our military as victims, in a bad way, like victims in a bad way. It's not something that makes you ashamed about our military at all. We're seeing these men at their best in dealing with the worst. And there really is, throughout Hollywood, more often than not, I would say, at least probably starting with the 80s, not the 80s, most of the 90s on, demonizing the military. So any movie that doesn't take that route, or television show that doesn't take that route, where they're basically like, you know what, we're going to be positive about the military, or just basically just show it as it is and let you make up your own mind. It's like what they do, and it's sad, and I think that's where a lot of it comes from. U.S. military bad. U.S. military has to always be bad, but we pretty much know that's not the case. So the more people that come out and say how much they like this, kind of pisses those people off who would rather, have our military portrayed, in such a negative light. BK Panther says, I think it's being attacked with what comes out in the later episodes. Hmm. Maybe.
Well, the article goes on to say, Lorena, that apparently they said the number of times viewers watched, I think it's paragraph 3, and also paragraph 2. Chris Pratt's new Navy thriller, The Terminal List, defies woke critics' scathing reviews to shoot up ratings chart with 1.6 billion minutes of streams. 1.6 billion minutes.
You know what? Let's pop open that article from the New York Post. Chris Pratt trolls woke critics not happy with new show The Terminal List. So the Marvel's Actors series was certified as rotten on the website with a 94 audience score.
Wow.
And a 40 critics score. This is, you have to remember, Rotten Tomatoes is partly owned by Disney too. Just let me tell you this. So look at, anytime I see a spread like this, something is up. 94%. Look, 56 critics, 3,753.
That tells you right there, very clearly that that 94% score is fans like you and I, Lorena, who love this story, can see the value in it. It's a remarkable story.
It wasn't made for you.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this story is honestly made for everybody.
I agree.
People in the military, it's part of our lives. It's not something that you can separate yourself from because they pretty much are the defenders of this country. So,
absolutely,
we can't pretend like they don't exist and they don't matter. They do, and clearly, out of the 3,700 people who have put on a review. And I bet you if you give this enough time, it'll go to even more people who will continue to give it great reviews versus the few people, because I don't really count 56 ratings. I don't know. For me, that's not a good sample set, Lorena.
No, it's not for me. It's not for me either.
Yeah.
At all. It's just this tiny thing. I'm sorry. I have to look over here and say 87% The Sandman. No, I watched 2 episodes of The Sandman and I'm just like, this is freaking boring. I'll just read the comic or whatever it was based on. It's not good. At least that's just me personally. I did not feel entertained at all by The Sandman, but with The Terminal List, I most definitely did.
Yeah, and I think Clownfish TV makes a good point of talking about some of the stuff that we just mentioned, Lorena, the Rotten Tomatoes comment. Chris Pratt, I think at this point is defending how good his work is, and it shows. It shows that the work he's done has been remarkable. And can we actually play that video?
I think we can. I hope let's see. Can you guys hear that, or did I forget to share video?
I don't know if you
can you hear it?
No, I
okay,
can't.
So that means your girl did not share the video. Whoops, my fault. Let me try
no
this
worries.
again.
Okay.
Let me try this again.
I know you have to click something, right?
Yeah.
Share the audio.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Thank you for doing it. You're doing all the work, Lorena.
Here we go.
And I'm grateful.
Oh, no worries.
Hey, what's up, guys? Chris Pratt here. Let me just quickly say thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and pitch to you what's going to be the very best show on television. I have so much faith and belief in this project. The way that it came to me was through my friend Jared Shaw. He's a combat veteran and Navy SEAL.
See, I like that. The fact that this dude was a, you imagine there's some guy who's a combat vet. He's just like, I know Chris Pratt. Let me pass this on to Chris Pratt and we'll see what happens. And he introduces him to Jack Carr.
Introduced me to Jack Carr, the author of The Terminal List. Originally, Jack and Jared thought that this would be a really great film, but I think it's better suited for television. I love what people are doing on TV now. I love that you can spend 10 hours telling a story rather than an hour and a half.
Oh God, I totally agree. How about you?
Absolutely. I want more, and more.
It's just it's so much easier now to develop things, for television. It used to be with the certain quality that we get now that it was only reserved for big budget, movies. Like we were saying in the back, imagine if The Hunt for Red October was a television series, or
Right.
Clear and Present Danger was a television series. I'm glad they did not condense it into a movie. It just, to me, it feels like it wouldn't have had as much impact. I mean, it could have tried and it could have done okay, but I don't really think a movie would have done it justice.
I agree.
And Pratt's a movie star, so he would know.
Ready to begin, James. It's a reinvention for myself. Everything will be different. Everything will change. It's going to be an absolute.
He
surprise
did look
to
different in
audiences.
this.
It's an opportunity
He's
for me to grow as an
not.
actor and as a
It's not
producer.
Star-Lord.
I'm thrilled to work with Antoine Fuqua.
This is
I
Antoine
recognize that name. Did he direct a few episodes of The Mandalorian?
He did not. That was oh my gosh.
What did
Rick
Antoine
Famuyiwa? That was Rick
Oh
Famuyiwa.
yes.
I probably said his last name wrong, but Rick Famuyiwa, he's Nigerian American. He directed episodes of The Mandalorian. His style and Antoine Fuqua's are somewhat similar. Antoine Fuqua directed Training Day. His first movie that he directed was a movie called Set It Off, which was about female bank robbers. Jada Pinkett Smith was in it. Queen Latifah was in it. Kimberly Elise was in it. Oh gosh, what the heck was her? Vivica Fox was in it.
Yes.
It was a good movie. It was absolutely good movie. And Antoine Fuqua is known for being a top-notch action director. I would say up there with the likes of I would say probably up there with the likes of Bruckheimer before he moved into directing to to producing. So kind of like the same thing.
Again, he and I both
He
have
was
friends in the SEAL
top
community, and it's so
notch.
important to both of us that we remain true and authentic to our Navy SEAL community, our friends, that when they watch this, they go, hell yeah, I'm excited to do it. I hope you like it. Lots of love. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
That was one of the best promos I've seen for this series. He spoke for a minute. They had some nice clips. They showed Antoine. They gave Antoine Fuqua credit for the great job he's done on the project, as well as the writer and his friend who's in Navy SEAL. We got to see him with different. We talked about the costumes, right, Reina?
Yes.
We got to see some of those costumes that Arturo, who's the one who they dedicated the story to. We got to see the different and the makeup crew, as you said. Lorena, the effort and the work that went into this is just amazing, and it shows. It shows from beginning to end. What a great promotion for this series,
and a very real, down to earth promotion. I mean, Chris Pratt's he's got his camera, just taking video. And how many of us do this? We just take videos and just put it out there on Instagram. And it's just very like homey, direct to us. There's no marketing spin. It's just like, hey, this is my movie or my TV series. Come watch it. I hope you like it. And it's a very humbling way to put it across, where it's just like, I put a lot of work into it. There's a lot of awesome people put their work into it. What it's based on, those in the community are like, we love seeing this. We see ourselves represented, in a good light, a very realistic we'll say it this way, very realistic. Like we appreciate it, that there's no gender going on with us. It just shows what we do and what we're proud, to do.
And some of the other people in the show, of course, Constance Wu is the reporter who is helping the main character, but there's also Taylor Kish, who is the man who is kind of like his right hand operator friend,
Mm-hmm.
who's there. Jean Triplehorn is playing the Congresswoman.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Keough, that name sounds familiar. Who's Riley Keough? Is a famous person, Lorraine.
Why am I drawing a blank? I'm drawing a blank of who
And
Riley is.
Patrick Schwarzenegger is in this, um, along with a bunch of other, fantastic performers. Riley Keough, I can't remember who that is, but honestly, Lorena, this cast is unbelievable.
It truly is. It truly is. I mean, whoever the casting director is,
She's Elvis
they
Presley's granddaughter.
Lisa Marie's daughter.
She is Lisa Marie's daughter.
Oh my God.
I think you mentioned it before, though, Lorraine. I have to give you credit for it already because you did mention that before.
I
think.
did. I'm
I think
drawing
you might have.
I'm drawing a complete blank if I did. If I did, yay, gold star, gold star for me. But I find that amazing. I mean, Elvis Presley's granddaughter. Oh man, that's so much talent in this. It shows over what 9 billion minutes of this watched, and it's still fresh and it's still still out there. There's people definitely like us. We're like, you know what? I'm going back and I'm gonna go back and watch it again. So hopefully with these watch parties, you kind of be convinced to go and watch the Terminal List if you haven't, and if you did, reliving those moments that you were just like, oh man, I can't believe they went there, and I flipping love it.
And something very interesting, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, Lorena, is that Chris Pratt talks about how it took him 2 years to pitch this to, or from the point he pitched it to it actually being brought to the air or finishing production. And I think it's important that he mentioned that because sometimes these projects do take a year or two to get from the point where you're pitching it to when you finally have something like this. And it was worthwhile enough to him to continue with this project. And we are all the better for it.
We truly are. We truly are. Not everybody can be Tom Cruise, called head of Paramount, say, hey, I want you to make this movie. Okay, Mr. Cruise, we're gonna make Maverick. Not everybody can do that. So I'm glad he did mention that. Awesome. Well, folks, thank you guys so much for being here. We're gonna wrap the stream up. We're actually going to be taking a week off from the show, but of course we'll be back. So please do go and watch the other watch parties. What do you have going on, and where can the people find you?
Well, guys, you can always find me on my YouTube channel, Positive Fandom, and I also stream on Twitch as well, along with Odyssey. Tomorrow afternoon at 12, you can find me on Midnight's Edge in the Morning with Tom and Andre. Lorena, you and I are going to be doing Anime Girls tomorrow night with Stone Ocean at 7 o'clock.
Yes, at 7 o'clock Eastern. We're going to actually be over on Scener doing that particular watch party. We are going to be watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean Part 1, Episodes 5 and Episode 6. So yes, we are going to be doing that.
And you can also find me on the Post Geek Singularity Network, streaming with Robert Meyer Burnett this weekend on our show Midnight Musings. It's going to be Friday or Saturday. I don't know which day yet, so it's going to be one of those 2 days. I will post it in my community page on my channel. And Lorena, you and I are also going to be doing a watch party on your channel at 7 p.m. The Predator, the original.
Yes, Predator 1987. Yes. So if you are watching this replay over on YouTube, would have happened last night. So you can go back and check it out. I'm so excited. Predator is one of my favorite sci-fi action movies from the 80s. So it's going to be awesome doing that watch party with you, my dear.
It is. On Sunday morning, you can also find me on my channel live for my Sunday brunch show where I do all the parlay
Mm.
in the fandom at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, please do come and check it out. And please subscribe to my channel and watch some of my videos. I'm trying to get those watch hours up so I can get
Yes.
monetized.
Gotta
Guys,
get her monetized.
thank you. You've been so supportive and I so appreciate it. And Lorena, thank you again for such a wonderful time watching more of the Terminal List here on Toxic Male Appreciation.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. We love doing this show with you. We always have so much fun. As for myself, Friday, yeah, we talked about the watch party over on Scener. Please do follow me over on Scener. I'm going to be doing more watch parties over there. Of course, has time, she can drop in and you can actually watch us over there. It's a really cool app, and we just may say, "Hey, let's sit and watch that," because I'm going to be doing watch parties for She-Hulk, House of the Dragon, I might with Rings of Power, just so people can laugh at my pain. I don't know, but definitely follow me over there. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to be live streaming from Disney Studios. Going to be checking
Yes.
out what is new over at Galaxy's Edge. So going to see if they have any Andor stuff that's over there yet.
Yes.
So we're going to go check it out, see what's there, and have some fun, strolling, chilling. You guys ask me questions. I walk around and basically just show you stuff that's going on there. Of course, Saturday night, 8 p.m. East. No, 7 p.m. Eastern. Goodness, that's too late. 7 p.m. Eastern watch party for Predator 1987, the original one. So you definitely want to check that out. And before you watch that, go back and watch the live stream we did with Cameron Pasha and her, and also Fat Steven Seagal, where we reviewed Prey, which is the Predator
Yes.
prequel that just came out on Hulu. And of course, Sunday, the replay, of course, of this show over on YouTube at 1 p.m. Eastern and at 8 p.m. Eastern. It is the Welcome to Florida show where we just laugh and learn about what's going on in the second craziest state of the union. The chat is as much a part of the show as myself and Culture Casino is, and we so look forward to watching, listening, and showing all of your comments because daggone it, our chat's fire on that show. Our chat is absolute fire. Okay, folks. So, with that said, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to Positive Fandom and watch your stuff over on YouTube.
Yes,
There's a
please.
playlist. Run the playlist.
Mhm.
Email that playlist to a friend and tell them to watch it too. Okay. All right, folks. So, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.